Today I want to talk about a concept for mobile AR for local government, AR meaning augmented reality. You've probably heard of a lot of trinket ARs that are out in the news now that, oh, I can find a metro station or, it'll direct me and do things. But I really think a real mixed reality is going to require municipal participation. So I'm actually not seeing my slides advance. Nobody's seeing my slides. Is there something I need to push? Nobody told me anything? Interesting, great. Okay, so I'll give you kind of an extended, okay, I can hold on. You tell a knock-knock joke. I see, I'm thinking right now of my son just coming up, giving me pound. He's 1 year old, so it calms me down. They're really great slides. Hopefully you'll be able to see them. I think I gave him a PDF, and that might have broke things. It's a blooper reel for the video later. You'll be able to see this. I'll do a dance, and it'll be funny.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, thanks.
No, just they're working on the slides back there. You're going to get your full 5 minutes.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. If you want to step off stage for a minute and get a water, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Sorry about that. We will. I think they're putting it up now. So. Okay, great. All right. Let's see if this works. Are we good? All right, we're good. So.
All right, great. I'll reset it. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so today I actually want to introduce a concept for a mobile augmented reality for local governments. Again, you've heard about these kind of trinket ARs. You hold them up in front of you and you can see, oh, this is the nearest metro station. So what is an augmented reality? Well, it's as simple as the yellow first down line you see in football broadcasts. But it can also be as complex as an F-35 visor that a pilot can look through and actually see through the airframe to track targets. I created this sketch here, they're a little ahead of me, that shows kind of an idea of what it is. And you can look at that and say, oh, I can go into CVS and browse their inventory. But imagine I'm just holding my camera and I'm seeing this data overlaid. Simply, an AR is just a virtual overlay of a physical object. It's not that much more complicated than that, and because it sees the user's field of vision and it's overlaid directly onto that, it's natural to the user. So it's pretty easy to understand and kind of see, okay, I understand what I'm seeing. The purpose is to enhance a physical presence, not to replace it. So unlike virtual worlds where you're sitting at a terminal and you're working on this, you're actually out in the environment, so you can interact with people while you're using this technology. What's needed, it used to be fictional technology, goggles or neural implants or special things like that. But now cell phones are so advanced, something like the iPhone or other smartphones, that they actually have the 3D technology capable of doing it. So I list these 4 things right here that you need, that mobile platform being you need the 3D graphics to display the things needed. So the iPhone gives you what you need, and I've got a little slide here, there we go, location that shows everything that you need to do. You just take the location, use a digital compass, and you can calculate what the user's seeing at that moment. And then you just use the internet connection to stream data directly to it. I think definitely this is a place where the government should be. Again, I said it will require a local municipality to really get to that true mixed reality. And it allows citizens to see what government sees. I mean, just imagine for a second, think of all of the information the government has at their fingertips. And I posed a couple questions there just to think about. And imagine now taking that large volume of data and trying to present it in an interesting way. And you could see that an AR is an actually great way to put that in context so that users can see it. And it allows ordinary citizens not just to see what the government sees, but actually understand what they understand. And really, I mean, this could become a new public infrastructure. This could be your traffic lights. This could be your road signs, giving ubiquitous access. It's also an interesting input mechanism. using that point of view information and encoding the data you send back to the data feed with saying, okay, well, I've got this data from the user, but I actually know what they're seeing at the time. So I created a couple of example scenarios to kind of illustrate this. The first example is a wayfinding example, which again is this typical, okay, I'm touring through the city and I'm looking for things. I want to know where the US Constitution is, or I want to know where the National Archives are, or I want to go and find a nice little restaurant. Well, you can use this AR, hold it out in front, and it'll direct you to these things. Again, this is the low-hanging fruit. But there's also an alternative wayfinding example that I think is interesting when you consider it in a government context. And that's, imagine a visual index for Arlington Cemetery. So I'm looking for a loved one who was a soldier who's passed away, and I'm looking for that gravestone, and I've never been to Arlington Cemetery before, and now I can use this to find their gravesite. The second example is a virtual Department of Transportation, which I think kind of explains itself. Explains itself. You're sitting in traffic, and you're saying, okay, I'm sitting in traffic, I'm looking for an alternative direction. I can send data back now to the DOT to say, this road is overburdened. The final is kind of a passive utility for virtual crime fighting. So it says, I witness a crime, I can immediately push a button and activate video that'll send directly back to my local law enforcement. And this is a huge forensic aid when you consider that you have multiple angles, multiple people using this and giving multiple angles. And there's no way to corrupt this data flow. This is directly what's being sent back to the data feed. So when you corroborate your witness reports with it. And this is really just one app kind of concept. You load this, and this is an environment, and as you come into things that you have interesting information about or you have a data feed for, it provides it to you. This isn't going to a bunch of different sites. So I hope you found it interesting. Thank you.